something a little bit different. I want to tell you, well, I served in the White House with George Bush as his associate counsel to the president. I was the first Utahn to ever do that, and I want to kind of break the tradition, and I want to tell you a story about the least significant thing I did in the White House. Fair enough? I was sitting in my office one day, and I got a call from Barbara Bush's chief of staff, and she was all worked up about something. And she said, we talked to the president, and he said, you would be able to figure out a way to solve this question. And I'm like, well, that's a lot of pressure. So I said, come over and we'll talk about it. And she walks in my office and says, we've got a real catastrophe on hand. And I go, well, what is that? She goes, the president's wife, Barbara Bush, has been called for jury duty in Texas. They maintain a Texas residency. And this is going to be a catastrophe. How are we ever going to do that? Somebody has got to stop this. And I was like, wow. I did all these things in my life to get to the moment where I've got to get someone out of jury duty. I said to her, I said, well, do you have the summons? And she did, and I said, I will take care of this. And she said, what are you going to do? And I said, just trust me. So you know what I did? I called that judge. And most people would call him up and say, you can't do this. I called him up and I said, did you know you subpoenaed the president's wife for jury duty in your court? He goes, yeah, I know that. And I go, you know that's going to cause a lot of commotion with the press, and everybody is going to descend on your little courtroom. He goes, yeah, I know that. And I go, so you don't think she should be out of jury duty? He goes, well, no, I think everybody should. And I go, well, I do too. And I go, but let me ask you a question. If I had Barbara Bush send you a handwritten letter that said basically the following: it's the greatest honor of my life to be called to jury duty in your courtroom, Judge blank, and I look forward to this and I can't wait to come down. If you were to receive that letter, what would you do? What did he say? He said, if I got that letter, I would immediately dismiss her from jury duty. That's someone on a little matter who knows how to get things done. I clerked for Robert Bork out of law school, the greatest judge short of the Supreme Court ever. I worked for President Reagan, the greatest conservative president and the most dignified president of our day. I worked for President Bush, another dignified man and a conservative. I spent 38 years of my life fighting, and this is not an insignificant thing like I just shared with you, fighting with the Federalist Society as a board member and personally vetting Supreme Court justices for Reagan, Bush 1, Bush 2, and Donald Trump, to now we have a 6-3 majority on the Supreme Court. There is no one in this race who has done these types of things consistently for their entire professional life. Conservative, smart, gets things done. Brent Hatch for Senate. Thank you.